Children of Israel scattered abroad, in the name of Jehovah, who we love so much and will forever love Jah, and Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our soon coming King. All of uno we have in the Bible, I get a dust. Uno no start dust them off yet. Or uno no see where I go on. You see, from when me I tell the children of Israel years ago, say, hey, uno need to get on a passport, have on a backup country, have on a backup plan. Because when the Bible says Babylon will come crashing down, some people not believe it, but you're seeing it now. IRS testing behavioral analytics to verify online users. This is www.next.gov. Okay, the agency is piloting a proof of concept that will track how individual taxpayers interact with its online systems. Now, the phone is tracking you, everything is tracking your social media, the IRS, banks, they're shutting down your PayPal, they're shutting down your thought process if you don't agree with them. So did you see now how this ties into the mark of the beast in Revelation 13, where you can't move, you can't travel, you can't buy, you can't sell, which is why we have perfect examples in the Hebrew Bible where our forefathers, they were very self-sufficient. Each family was like their own army, their own nation. They provide their own food, they had their own silver, their own gold. So really and truly, they didn't depend on governments for anything, because our government is Christ and Christendom is our kingdom and Christ is our king. So we have these examples in the Bible to avoid things like these. So you see this now with this biocatch. Now they want your eye, whatever that is, your eyeball, your fingernail, your fingerprint. They want your spit. All of these are other oppressors who can use this information to weaponize certain people. When you put your biometrics in things like that, you're giving the devil ammunition. Okay, so now you're seeing how some of that use is like cameras are everywhere. You see like the real ID in India, when they have it, if they shut down your food, you starve. And they wanted to do that in Jamaica, but the people are rebelling. So it's better to be poor and to be not even a part of United Nations or trade with nobody. Righteousness will save you. When our forefathers were being killed by the Greeks and the Romans and they fled into the desert, the water came into the desert and the food came into the desert to feed them. Look at St. Jerome's book, okay? So we don't worry about climate change and things like that. We know righteousness. The Most High says in Deuteronomy 28, if we're righteous, he bless our womb, he bless our water, he bless our cattle, he bless our food. He said he knows what we need before we ask him of it. So he already told us these things were going to happen. And we're seeing it happen now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is just fulfilling the prophecy, of Revelation 13 and Edras. Second Edras 15 verse 17 in the Maccabees. I'm sorry, in the Apocrypha. As you can tell, I'm tired. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. We're seeing that all over the earth with the no-go zones, with the passport laws, with everybody just going back to their own lands. Jeremiah prophesied, for fear of the oppressing sword, everybody's going to go back to their own lands. So, we have the earth and dominion is given to the Hebrews, the Israelites. So, wherever we are, we can stay where we are. Because we've been the aborigines in the earth from the beginning of time till now. So, we see IRS again say they're going to start deny passport in the case of certain unpaid taxing. So revocation or denial of passport. Because you see how some of the rich them love flee all over the earth. When them do certain things, them do it and them flee. Or them have multiple passport, multiple citizenships, multiple houses. IRS are come for all of that. IRS alert. The IRS began sending certifications of unpaid tax debt to the State Department in February 2018. Additionally, in July 2019, the IRS began issuing letter 6152 to taxpayers. The content presented here is for informational purposes only. So you can go to www.irs.gov and then search for denial of passport in case of certain unpaid taxes. If you have seriously delinquent tax debt, IRC section 7345 authorizes the IRS to certify that debt to the State Department for action. The State Department generally will not issue a passport to you after receiving certification from the IRS. Okay, so that have to do with all right. Upon receiving certification, the State Department shall deny your passport application and or may revoke your current passport. If your passport application is denied or your passport revoked and you are overseas, the State Department may issue you a limited validity passport, good only for direct return to United States. And you know what a direct return there for? If you then come pay them taxes or come do whatever them say them for do. You know, if you're disabled, you might can get help to prepare your taxes. That's something that I gotta check out, you know, because sometimes when people are sick, they are always behind in doing the taxes. If you're living in certain countries with tax agreements with the United States where you don't get double tax, you gotta check out these things. All right, so you gotta do your own research. Seriously delinquent tax debt is an individual's unpaid, legally enforceable federal tax debt totaling more than $52,000, including interest and penalties, for which a notice of federal tax lien has been filed and all administrative remedies under the IRC section 6320 have lapsed or have been exhausted, or a levy has been issued. You know the levy where they come from? The Levites. When, you know, the Most High said a portion of everything go to them, but the Levitical priesthood is no more. But the concept of the levy or the tax for the government, for pay them revenue and for do them business and take care of the needs of the widows, the orphans, the poor, the fatherless, which is technically what the taxes are supposed to help with. But sometimes those are the very same people who fall through the cracks. And the politicians get richer and richer from the taxes and the people get, you know, sidelined. But that was just on a side note where levy comes from. For those people who say our laws are not based on the Bible, that's levy from Levite, meaning taxes, where the Israelites had to give a percentage for the Levites who were in the service of the Lord. Seriously delinquent tax debt is limited to liabilities incurred under Title 26 of the United States Code and does not include debts collected by the IRS such as F-bar penalty and child support. Okay, so there you go. Additionally, a passport won't be at risk under this program for any taxpayer who is in bankruptcy, who is identified by the IRS as a victim of tax-related identity theft, whose account the IRS has determined is currently not collectible due to hardship. So people who are disabled might fall into that category, okay? Who is located within a federally declared disaster area, who has a request pending with the IRS for installment agreement, who has a pending offer in compromise with the IRS, who has an IRS accepted adjustment that will satisfy the debt in full. Okay. Before denying a passport, the State Department will hold your application for 90 days to allow you to resolve any erroneous certification issues, make full payment of the tax debt, enter a satisfactory payment arrangement with the IRS. So you see, this I got make sure that people can't flee, they can't move, they can't go and be free as they once were. So some tax debt is not included in determining seriously delinquent tax debt, even if it meets the above criteria. It includes tax debt, being paid timely with an IRS approved installment agreement, being paid timely with an offer in compromise accepted by the IRS, or settlement agreement entered with the Justice Department, for which a collection due process hearing is timely requested regarding a levy to collect the debt, for which collection has been suspended because a request for innocent spouse relief under IRC, I think that's Internal Revenue Code section 6015, has been made. And IRS, for those of you who don't know what it is, this is the branch of government in the United States. I don't even think they're a branch of government, but they collect taxes for the US government. It's called the Internal Revenue Service. Okay, so now they're denying people a passport for those who don't pay their taxes, and that's just one of the other things fulfilling in second Edras 1627. A man shall desire to see, no, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, because they're canceling passports now, and they got no-go zones, they got nationalism going on. Everybody's back to their own kind, you know. So y'all can't say when the Most High saying prophecies that y'all don't see them coming to pass. You just have to start looking. And with that, I say